Hello and welcome back to World 360. Why is a rare meeting between US President Joe Biden and Bangladesh's interim government chief Mohammed Yunus catching eyeballs? What are the raft of measures that China has announced to boost its ailing economy? Who won in the high-profile legal case between Elon Musk and the Brazilian government? We answer this and more in today's episode. So first up, the Biden-Yunus meet. As you know, world leaders descended upon New York to attend the 78th session of the UN General Assembly, and a number of key bilateral meetings took place on the sidelines. One of those was a rare meeting between Biden and Mohammed Yunus. Yunus's visit to the US is his first overseas trip since assuming the role of chief advisor in Bangladesh, and this meeting marks the first time a US president has met a leader of Bangladesh on the sidelines of the UNGA. During the meeting, Yunus sought US support in rebuilding Bangladesh, where angry protests had led to the ouster of former Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina. Biden offered his full support towards the country's democratic reformation. President Biden welcomed further engagement between the two governments and offered continuous US support as Bangladesh implements its new reform agenda, said the White House in a readout. Yunus's press secretary, Shafiqul Alam, had described the visit as rare. Keep in mind that Mohammed Yunus and the new interim government in Bangladesh have been critical of India's closeness with Sheikh Hasina. Earlier this month, Yunus said Sheikh Hasina must remain silent while staying in India to prevent the discomfort to both countries until Dhaka requests her extradition. During his meeting with Biden, Yunus explained the current situation in Bangladesh and how the students rose against the quote-unquote tyranny of the previous government. The chief advisor further stressed the need for the US's cooperation for him to succeed his government in rebuilding the country. While meeting the Canadian Prime Minister, Yunus handed him an art book of the wall paintings by students and young people. During the UNGA, PM Modi did not hold a bilateral meeting with Yunus. However, India's foreign minister did hold talks with his Bangladeshi counterpart. For our second topic, we're looking at China's latest measures to boost its ailing economy, which has been facing some major headwinds. This week, China unveiled its biggest stimulus since the pandemic in a bid to boost the economy and put it on a path to achieve the government's growth target. China targets economic growth of around 5% in 2024, but it has been facing major obstacles. The signs became obvious last year when in December, China recorded a quarterly deficit in foreign direct investment or FDI for the first time. Property prices in over two-thirds of its 70 major cities were also declining at an alarming pace. In 2023, China also saw a decline in consumer prices for the first time in more than 2 years. Then came Xi Jinping's New Year's speech on 1st January 2024, where he admitted that there were headwinds staring down the Chinese economy. The new measures announced this week by the central bank seek to reverse this trend, revive economic growth, and stave off a housing market crash, as well as stop the decline in consumer prices. Some of these measures included cutting interest rates and mortgage down payments. This would make it easier for households and companies to borrow money. The man at the face of these new measures is Pan Gongsheng, the governor of China's central bank. In a rare press conference on Tuesday, Pan said China would cut the reserve requirement ratio by 0.5 percentage points in the near future, providing about $140 billion in long-term liquidity to the financial market. He said the central bank would keep monetary policy accommodative and strengthen monetary policy regulation. Western reports have termed China's economy officially in a state of deflation, which refers to a general decline in prices for goods and services. The Economist has said there has been growing frustration over China's central bank and its lack of urgency, and that it had initially referred to this trend of deflation as transitory. But the central bank's latest measures are being termed unusually bold. These measures are also aimed to stabilize the stock market. Pan said the central bank will create new monetary policy tools to support the stable development of the stock market. One of those tools will include a swap program for securities, funds and insurance companies to obtain liquidity from the central bank, and it basically seeks to enhance companies' ability to acquire funds and increase their stock holdings. For our final topic, we're looking at Elon Musk's legal battle with the Brazilian government, and it appears Brazil has won. After a blackout of more than 3 weeks in Brazil, X, or formerly Twitter, will be restored in the country after it appeared to bow down to pressure from the Brazilian Supreme Court. Keep in mind that Brazil is a big market for X, which is owned by Elon Musk, as it has roughly 21 million users in the South American country. This has brought a months-long dispute between Elon Musk and Brazil to an end. Earlier this month, Brazil's top court threatened X with a hefty fine for bypassing a ban. The fine was nearly worth $1 million. There is no doubt that X, under Elon Musk's direct command, again intends to disrespect Brazil's judiciary, the Brazilian top court said in its previous order. The debate over censorship is at the core of this dispute. Brazil has previously blocked accounts for alleged misinformation and hate, but Elon Musk is vehemently opposed to censorship. The order to block specific X accounts began in May 2020 when Brazil's Supreme Court justice flagged accounts belonging to political supporters of Jair Bolsonaro, the former president of Brazil, arguing that these accounts contained hate speech and targeted democratic institutions in Brazil. Amid the recent legal battle, Brazil's National Telecommunications Agency found X has managed to circumvent a previous ban by using Cloudflare, a content delivery network. Brazilian authorities claim other platforms such as Fastly and Edge Uno may have also been used by X to bypass the law. Musk has also become directly involved in this dispute after he took to X to repeatedly attack Brazilian Supreme Court Justice Alexandre de Moraes by calling him Brazil's Voldemort, Brazil's Darth Vader, and a dictator. But now it seems the tech billionaire has had to bow down to pressures from the Brazilian Supreme Court. Thanks for watching. This is Pia Krishnankutty for ThePrint.